What up, shalom, everybody? What up? What up? What up? Welcome back. What up? Yeah, I got these. These definitely make it sound lighter, but I don't like I don't have as much contact. What up? What up? What up? Make you wanna cut up. I like touching it better, man. I like to feel it. I want to feel it. Can you feel it? I can. All right, I'm just playing around. I'm just playing around. If you ain't got your hang drum, go get you one. Or look into it. Well, we back, man. It's reading with SHILO time, baby. That's what we here for. Reading with SHILO time, man. I've been out for a couple of days. My son been out of it. So I had to dismiss myself for a little while to make sure that the house is straight. But we, I ain't gonna say we all the way back, but hey, we better, good enough to be reading. So hey, let's get the reading done for today, man. Well, we getting back into part 9. Part 9 of the sea of pages that we are in, Slave Revolution in the Caribbean, 1789 to 1804. And so far, so good, man. It's been a very good, as far as, getting to know some of the things that I didn't know concerning the Haitian Revolution, or the revolution in Haiti, Saint Martinique, Martinique, Guadeloupe, and a couple of other islands where the insurgency and fighting has been. Shalom, everybody. So, shit, it's good to know that. It's good to be able to see some of the things that was the decrees that was written by King Louis I want to say the 16th. The 16th, I believe is what it was. And shit, hey, some of them decrees don't sound no different than the things that's going on today in America, or what may have been the black codes. So we stopped on section 13 of part 2 of the book, which is called the documents. And section 13 is Antoine Dalmas, History of the Revolution of Saint Dominic in 1814 is where we're going to pick up at. You know, but we got to continue with this, the habit building. So once again, man, I want to apologize to everybody who has been looking for the continuation and the start of this next part, man. Sometimes when you're a single father, you gotta do what you gotta do. And sometimes it don't give me the time to read like I would like to, if that's what I feel like doing. Other shit gotta happen first. My children gotta be straight. My boys gotta be right. Hey, well, we here. Let's start though. Let's get it going. Let's get it popping. So, man, do 25 things. Let's get 25 things. Let's get out the way, man. Let's get it out the way. Let's get it out the way. The routine. Build yourself up a routine, man. They say it's going to take up to like 200 and something days for some people. But we can do it. We can build us a routine. We can build us habits. Start trying to change certain things in your life that you don't like. Start maneuvering. You know, if you're fat, stop being lazy and get off your fat ass. If you're lazy, stop procrastinating, get off your lazy ass. You know, which a lot of us have these issues and problems, these excuses for things. You know, but we can do it. We can do it because we have all that we need to succeed. We have all that we need to succeed, man. You have life in you. You got breath in you. You can see, you can hear, you can talk, you can think, you can walk, you can move, you can feel, man. You got all you need to succeed, man. You have all you need to succeed every day. So it's a process, though. It's a fight, a daily fight. Bitch, get off me. Fight the procrastination. Fight the tapeworm trying to make you eat some sweets. Fight it. Don't give up. Fight the power. But we got to make moves, man. We got to make do. We got to make shit happen, man. Because I want to be old, Lord willing, one day. One day, man. I want to be here to see my sons grow up and be a part of their life. I might need to take part in a revolution. So, hey, but how you gonna know? How you gonna be ready for any of these things if you haven't prepared yourself? It's better to prepare yourself before the shit happens. So that way, when shit happens, you're already there. You're already in the mindset. You have already been in the muscle memory. You have already been in the, we have plotted and planned certain things. That way we can maneuver better when shit start happening bad. That's what you gotta do. But the habit we're trying to build outside of reading is we're going to work our body, work our mind, and then we're going to work our body again on the end, on the get out. Work our body, work our mind, work our body, man. Shit. Hey, whatever you have the ability to do. 25 things. Give me 25. Hurry up. Drop and give me 25. Drop and give me 50. Drop. Oh, they lucky I wasn't. They lucky I ain't made it to be a drill sergeant. Boy, they lucky. They lucky. Boy, I'd be up in that thing. They drill sergeant SHILO. Yeah. But give me 25 things, man. Whatever it is. 25 things. I'm going to do 25 push-ups. That's what I'm going to do. 25 push-ups for me today. Since I ain't did nothing in a little bit. Let's get to that. For everybody that come in on the back end or come in while I'm reading, like, comment, subscribe, tell your people, man, I'm out here reading shit. I'm back at it, baby. We rowing through the sea of pages. Let's go. But let's get our 25 things out the way, man. You do your 25. I'm gonna do my 25. You know, don't be a jive turkey all your life. Don't be a sucker. Don't be a jive turkey. Let's get some shit done. Let's get shit done, man. Get out the way. 25, hey, do that 25 burpees. If that's what you got time, if you can do 25 burpees, by the time I'm done doing 25 push-ups, hey, all praises, man, do your thing. It don't matter what it is. Just don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Let's start to build ourselves up. Let's start to better ourselves, man. Let's start to maneuver and move, man. Get our body in motion and the fat get to going. Let's go. 25 things. Do what you're going to do. Burpees, push-ups, jumping, jacks, whatever it is. 25 of them bad boys. At least that. You can do more, but at least that. Let's go. 25 in that thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Man, I feel like I gotta do a lot right now. The way I feel. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I feel like I can put a big old thing on my back. 23, 24, 25. That's all I asked of you. 25. Do 25 shits. 25 shits, whatever it is. Whatever it is. 25 things. 25 south sides, 25 lighters on your dresser, 25. 25 things. I might have to take this shit off, man. Might have to take this shit off. Now let's work our body now. We done worked our body a little something. We done did some simple shit. But sometimes that's all it takes is a simple shit. Simple shit. Continuous simple shit. Continuation of things over and over again. Repetition, man. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes. Repetition. That's how they get you to believe the lies. They keep repeating it. So why don't you keep repeating some truths? Why don't you keep repeating some things that could help you maneuver further in your life? Make adjustments. Let's see what treasures await us in part 9. Slave revolution in the Caribbean. Man, I ain't got no water. I ain't got no water or nothing, man. Hey, let me go get me a water right quick. I'll be right back, and then we're going to pick up. We're going to start. All right, let's go. Appreciate it. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's go ahead and get it today. Slave revolution in the Caribbean. Slave revolution in the Caribbean. Let's get it. Oh, Antoine Dalmas. Antoine Dalmas. Dalmas was a colonist who immigrated from St. Dominic to the United States in 1793. And once there, he wrote an account of an uprising in the colony based in part on his own experiences, which was eventually published in 1814. And along with Dubois's work, Dalmas's work provides us with one of the most detailed descriptions of the meeting and other organizational work that preceded the slave uprising of August 1791, as well as of the ceremony that accompanied these meetings. Yeah, you're going to tell us about the voodoo shit. It was on August 20th, 1791, that the revolt of the blacks broke out on one of the plantations of M. de Galafet, known as La Gazette, which the attempted murder of M. Massoud, who was the manager. The following details are the core of the testimony of several Negroes who testified the following day before the judge of Cap Francis, who went to these places to investigate the guilty parties. They said that an old Negro called Ignis, who, it is interesting to note, was different from all of the others in being exempt from any kind of work and by the individual care he received, kept for a long time the secret of the conspiracy. In a long meeting that he had with on the very eve of the revolt with the Free Black and Grand Riviere, one of those tried in absentia in the Oge affair, This free black told him this: the moment of the counting, or the moment of the revenge, is coming, and tonight, tomorrow night, all the whites must be killed. We are counting on our promises and our influence. We're counting on your promises and your influence. Man, what a couple of days does. Man, what a couple of days does. I feel like I'm reading terrible. Imosut will be one of the first victims, and you must convince Blaise to strike him down. No more delays, no more worries. The plot is too widespread to leave any refuge or security for the whites. They will all share the same fate. And if some of them avoid our daggers, they will not escape the fires that will reduce the plain to cinders. The specifics of this plan had been decreed several days before between the principal leaders on La Normand Plantation and Morne Rouge. Before carrying it out, they had a kind of celebration or sacrifice in the middle of the uncultivated wood on the Chesuil Plantation, known as Cayman, where the Negroes gathered in great numbers. A black pig surrounded by objects they believe have magical power, each carrying the most bizarre offering, was offered as a sacrifice to the all-powerful spirit of the black race. The religious ceremony in which the Negroes slit its throat, the greed with which they drank its blood, the importance they attached to owning some of its bristles, which they believed would make them invincible, reveal the characteristics of the Africans. It is natural that a caste this ignorant and stupid would begin the most horrible attacks with the superstitious rites of an absurd and bloodthirsty religion. Amen. I feel like whatever it took for them to get the gumption, the huevos, the cojones, whatever it took for them to get that built up inside of them to revolt, hey, all praises. Do your thing. Do your thing. You know, it's like how when they talk about people can't, some people got to get high to go do stuff. They can't just go do it on their own. They got to get pumped up with drugs and shit to get that, or liquid courage to get that drink in them. Hey, man, if you fighting for your freedom, hey, man, do what you got to do. Fight. Mosut, who had been in Cap Francis on business, returned that evening with one of his friends. As soon as the slaves thought they were both asleep, they went first to Mosut's bedroom, whose door was always left open. Awakened by the noise, he asked who was there. They responded, "We are here to talk to you." He tried to raise the mosquito net around his bed, and that very moment, 2 machete blows cut it into shreds. A third struck Mosut in the shoulder and on the hand. He only had time to yell out and throw himself in the space between his bed and the wall. The height and size of his bed sheltered him from the blows they tried to strike. And thanks to the dim light, he was able to grab the spear of the slave who was waiting for him to come out and, with a kick, knocked him out into the veranda. Astonished by all this resistance, the others fled in fright. Then Mosut called his house slaves, ran to his friend's room, where he found him sleeping deeply, woke him up, and sent him to the large Galifet plantation. Then, arming himself with a sword and a pistol, he swore to kill anyone who came near without having been called. There were normally 6 whites on the large Galifet plantation. Odeluc, who had managed all the family's property for 15 years, went to the Lagassette's estate, taking 3 whites. The Negroes' cowardness then, as always, allowed 3 men, poorly armed, but well informed and determined to die fighting, to pass through 150 rebels who had decided to kill them. And without any of them daring to make the slightest movement. Returning to the large plantation, M. Obeluck is spelled Obeluck is what it's spelled. Obeluck. Odeluck. Odeluck. M. Odeluck and his companies found the gate open and the lock broken. This was the work of the rebel leader, who, seeing the failure at La Gossette, ran at the top speed to hold back the other plotters. And despite his efforts, he could not prevent several fires that broke out in the neighborhood, and the alarm bell rang several times. But instead of running to the fire, as one would normally do, M. Odeluck, fearing the worst, would not let the two slave crews go out and ordered the drivers to watch them scrupulously. At daybreak, he went back to La Gossette, and there, before the assembly work crews, he arrested 3 slaves, relatives and friends of the driver, whose absence since the disturbances of the previous night raised justifiable suspicions about them. Then he left for Cap Francis and returned with the local judge. Right away, they examined the evidence and interrogated the arrested slaves, and 3 years elapsed before they knew the truth. It might have been a long time before they realized the extent of the conspiracy. The extent of the conspiracy had it not been for a young house slave who admitted some specifics that put them on the right track. My bad, man. It's making me think about that movie, Birth of a Nation, because it was a young slave boy who went told shit. Man, he probably would have had to go. I ain't even gonna lie. He would have had to go. Get back. If you ain't with us, you're against us, for the most part. Especially in these type of situations. If you ain't with us, you are against us. However, at 6 in the evening, one of the 3 prisoners, astonished by what the judge knew and believing that the 2 others held separately had betrayed him, confessed the specifics describing above and moreover told them that Blase, the driver at the La Gossette, had guided the 2 assassins and confirmed the plan of all the slaves to fight to the death against the whites. If the strong measures taken on the Galliffet plantations had been more widespread, it is likely that the revolt would have ended there. But in the time it took to extinguish the fires at the Petit Once, another more powerful one broke out at the Acule. A band led by Boukman spread like a flood throughout this parish. With a torch in one hand and daggers in the other, this Negro pitilessly massacred all of the whites who escaped the flames. His own master was murdered in the arms of his weeping and dying wife. So what? The number of victims would have been even greater if Boukman had been able to be in more places. In spite of his orders and his example, several Negroes spared their masters, even saved them. They got to go too. And his example, others flushed by the fire out of the cane fields where they were hidden, fell into the hands of the rebels, and the most fortunate made it to Cap Francis. And since the previous night, the townspeople had suspected the plot. The fugitives' reports of the horrors that they had witnessed spread panic throughout the city, and 3 cannon shots summoned a special session at the provincial assembly. Stores closed and house slaves were closely watched. People came and went, passing each other unrecognized, posing 1,000 questions without waiting for an answer. And soon the call to arms was heard, echoed by everyone's voice. Eventually, 200 or 300 National Guards, reinforced by the detachment of the Cap Regiment and by 3 small artillery pieces, were dispatched to the Haut de Cap. There they encountered the whites fleeing from Acul and neighboring parishes. The roads were filled with carriages, carts, women, children, the sick and the dying. Keep knocking them off, man. That's what I would say. Keep knocking them off. During the night of Tuesday to Wednesday, August 23rd, the rebels left the parish of the North Plain behind them and attacked Petit-Oncy. Their furor was extended against the Courciel plantation, and enraged at not finding the manager, they took his domestic slave, who they accused of helping him escape, and threw him into the burning plantation's house alive. Despite the prayers, sobs, and despair of his mother, from here they went to the plantation of the Fathers of Charity. Some lit the bagasse house. The Bagasse, let's see how I pronounce it. Bagasse. The Bagasse. 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 Not Vegas Beach. Bagasse. Bagasse. What is the definition? Of bagasse, a plant residue as of sugarcane or grapes, left after a product such as juice has been extracted. So is the pulp. The bagasse is the pulp. It's like the pulp, I would say. He lit the bagasse houses on fire while others pitilessly took the under manager and killed him. The Bongers and Clarisy plantations experienced the same horrors. The bodies of their manager and under manager were displayed at the gate and pushed away from the quarter Morin by the resistance of the slave crews. The brigands retraced their steps and arrived as a group at La Grossette. M. Odeluc was there with all the whites. There were even 15 or 20 National Guardsmen who had arrived to the previous day, but they were so poorly armed and so little accustomed to war that as the rebel approached, hearing the sound of their furious cries, they threw down their weapons and fled through the cane fields to the camp at Cap Francis Heights. And M. Odeluc remained almost alone, believing that he could face down the brigands. Brigands, B-R-I-G-A-N-D-S, brigands. Brigands. Brigand, a member of a gang that ambushes and robs people in forests and mountains. A brigand. So I guess when we was in Iraq and we was getting the guerrilla militias would be considered brigands. In Fallujah and Afghanistan, I want to say in Afghanistan, they was fighting in the mountains. Brigands. He appeared before them, the most savage of all, named Matharoon, Matherin, came up to him and plunged his knife into his chest. And M. Daviarut, the representative of Grossmorn to the new colonial assembly, was cut down at his side, as well as 2 men from the detachment that had arrived the previous day. Once again, I want to apologize for words I mispronounce, especially French words. I'm still trying to some of the pronunciations and stuff. I remember some of them, but it's been a minute. The Negroes, emboldened by their success and rendered even more violent by their overindulgence in wine and strong spirits, advanced toward the Haut de Cap. The cannon here stopped them, but the Denort, Decourt, and Vergennes plantations went up in flames, and before 10 o'clock, the 3 plantations of Acul and the North Plain and Petit Anse were only a heap of cinders. The size of the number of establishments consumed by the flames created a spectacle that witnesses will never forget. The thick clouds of black smoke, which during daylight hung above the Cap Francis horizon, after sunset took on the appearance of an aurora borealis, situated above about 20 plantations, changed into so many volcanoes. At midnight, fire appeared at the Hort of Lemonade, announcing the appearance of the rebels in this district. And the next day, the 2 richest and most important parishes of the northern province were nothing more than a pile of ashes and ruin. This was just the 4th day of the revolt, and already the whites of 6 parishes were either refugees, prisoners, or corpses. Flames had consumed 100 sugar works, and 20,000 slaves, once peaceful and submissive, were now so many cannibals, threatening Cape Francis with the same fate. Man, they ready now. They ready. Ooh. Part 14. Pierre Mossout. Yeah, we just gonna go this one more. We're gonna go Pierre Mossout, and we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop at section 15, Philadelphia General Advertiser. The Philadelphia General Advertiser. That's what we're gonna stop at. 14. Pierre Mossout. Letter to the Marquis de Galifet, September 19, 1791. In this letter, plantation manager Pierre Mossout described the slave uprising to his absentee employer, the Marquis de Galifet. Mossout blamed the circulation of abolitionist writings and the indiscreet conversations of planters for the revolt. But he also wrote that there was something driving the insurgents that he could not understand. Yeah, why do these Negroes want freedom? Ooh, excuse me, man. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I guess that 5 days allowed the sleep monster to come in. I ain't stretch. My bad. I don't want to fall asleep. Oh, man, I don't want to fall asleep. The varied writings produced in your capital, Paris, in favor of the Negroes, the unbelievable discussion that led to the May 15th decree, writings that have long circulated in the colonies and that the Negroes knew about, the very indiscretion of the planters who show no restraint in their actions or their statements, all these causes united have finally led the class of the slaves to revolt. We were attacked by a horde of assassins and could only offer meager resistance. After the first volley, we took refuge in flight. Odaluk, weakened by his age, by a wound he had already received, and weighed down by the boots he was wearing at the time, had the misfortune to fall under the daggers of these brigands. I owe my safety to the domestic servant who presented me with a horse at the moment when our resistance was becoming impossible. But, monsieur, I saved myself wounded, with only the shirt on my back, and having lost in an instant the fruit of 9 years of work on your plantation, the other people employed on your properties are all more or less in the same situation. There's a motor that powers them. They knew about motors back then. There's a motor that powers them and that keeps powering them, and that we cannot come to know. All experienced planters know that this class of men have neither the energy nor the combination of ideas necessary for the execution of this project, whose realization they nevertheless are marching toward with perseverance. We have executed many slaves, among them 10 from your plantation. All have observed their obstinate silence when questioned about who armed them and incited this hideous conspiracy, though they admit to being guilty and having participated in it. This makes me think about all the stuff that the pink people is scared about. The pink people is scared that the copper people is going to uprise and do what the Haitians did to them. This is what the pink people are scared of. They are scared that we're going to come into their rooms at night and say we need to talk to them, and then get them out there. I think they got every right to be scared. You know, when you do shit to people, be prepared. Despite my wounds, I climbed up the highest hill bordering the Cap, and from there, with a telescope, I could see your plantation perfectly well. All the bagasse houses have been destroyed, along with all the cane that was to be crushed between now and the end of the year. The main houses and buildings, the sugar refineries are intact, but it is to be feared that in the fact it is probable and almost certain that when these factories are attacked in their retrenchments, they will set fire to all the remaining buildings before retreating to the hill. If we are able to defeat them, we will have to resolve ourselves to the sacrifice of the large portion of the work gain and establish the most severe discipline to control these people, who more than ever will be difficult to command. And we'll stop there. Man, we're going to stop there. My eyes is getting blurry. That has been part 9. This is part 9. Oh man, part 9. And it sucks. I'm sleepy as shit. Ain't nobody better not have no voodoo on me. Oh shit. We out here, man. I'm out here. Yeah, I'm tired though. All of a sudden, out of nowhere. Anyway, that's that. We are finished. We are ready. Hey, we worked our body and we worked our mind for sure. It's definitely time to work our body one last time before we get the hell out of here. And I ain't let my chickens out yet. I'm late to the game. So let's go ahead and get 25 things done. Whatever it is you're gonna do, man, get your ass up. Come on. Just get unlazy. Let's get unlazy, man, and do 25 things. 25 of them, whatever it is that you feel necessary, whatever it is that you feel like you can do 25 of them, man. 25 of them. 25. Man, I feel so sluggish. I don't know. 25 things, man. Let's go. Oh, shit. Let me get out of these slippers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That sucker. 25. 25 things. I did me 25. Did you do your 25? 25 something. 25 something. Oh. Tired, y'all. I'm not tired. I know I got enough sleep, man. I know I got enough sleep. Just sometime when reading, man. Sometime when reading. I be feeling like it's a spirit on me. Oh, you want to read? He started to read, y'all. Don't let him read. He trying to stop the reading revolution is what they trying to do. But I'm going to keep doing my part, man. A little bit at a time, one book at a time, man. One session at a time. Man. One sea of pages at a time. One chapter at a time. Man, one line at a time. Here a little, there a little, man. Until we see what treasures we can find within the sea of pages, man. Until we see what can we learn and grow from in each one of these books. What is it? What is it, man? What is it? What can we learn and grow from? What can we use in our life, man, to make adjustments? What can we use to make adjustments? Man, and get shit done. And get some shit done. Hey, I'm going to keep pushing, man. Y'all keep pushing. Whew. Maybe I'm coming down with whatever my boy did. I hope not. I hope not. Hey, but today is, as long as he stay good, we're gonna pick back up. We already started. I'll try to come back later on tonight, or we'll have a next session. The next section, part 10, in the next reading with SHILO session is take a look. It's in a book. Reading with SHILO. I can't read anything. But, hey, it is what it is. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Hey, keep pushing. I'm out. Shalom, everybody. I hope y'all have a wonderful day today. Man, get off your ass. Do something. Make something happen. Make some shit happen. You can. You have the ability to. Shalom. I'll catch you on the back end. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your people, SHILO out here reading shit. I'm out here reading. Yeah. And I'm going to keep pushing. I'm out.